Kaj'Dinor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Theleron will have to pay yet another fine. Tujageta, friend. I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. When I was very young, the fisherman he raised me like I was his own. Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hoard is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow so that others may enjoy them too.
No help here. Firefly could be a good spell. You take a lot of damage by walking on fire surfaces. This would allow you to sort of tame the area of fire somewhere. Draw your own fire surface in a line. The line starts at your position. Click on the terrain to create a line until you have reached the line's maximum length. Scroll though. Right, I'll help here. The murder scene, I guess. The final building, right? Add that to the beach, or
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Sicil is abuzz about. The talk of the town, the juiciest grape on the grapevine. Such a pleasure to meet you. A delight. No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Fate has put me on this very spot so I may tell you all about a most intriguing opportunity indeed.
And you are?
Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? I saved lives, to be sure, but today I change them.
You're not worried about the undead?
They call the undead a problem, my friend, but those who know the ways of the Fabulous Five see no problems. They see opportunities. An enterprising spirit can wrench riches from cold dead rocks, or from cold dead full stop.
Okay, tell me about this opportunity.
Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So first of all, let me ask you this question. Do you like adventure?
Fresh habit.
Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Quite right. Adventure is what we live for.
See here. You and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. The thrill of walking the unbeaten path. The rush of finding yourself in a goblin ambush, knowing you'll prevail nonetheless. Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me, tell me truthfully, don't you sometimes wish you could earn more?
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Yes, some extra gold is always welcome.
Indeed. Indeed, gold is always welcome. And among the Fabulous Five, gold flows as freely as water does to the sea. Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it? Wouldn't you prefer to call your own shots? Be your own boss?
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
Better to be served than to serve. I concur.
Well spoken. Well said indeed. Life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding, am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream. Enact the change you deserve.
This is an incredibly long-winded way to get to the point.
And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the Fabulous Five. The invitation to join is yours. Ah, the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Riverlon. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better ourselves as we do so. To realize our dreams and cleanse our souls.
There was some kind of a town folk who's joined the Fabulous Five, I think, and he's gone missing ever since. So, well, this adventurous guild business might be very useful and profitable to us. It's also a potential source of trouble.
You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best of my abilities. But if not, how about we get started?
So what do your members actually do?
What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow, sharp as a switchblade. Most meritorious of you.
Yeah, I can feel his tongue up my ass pretty well at this point.
Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. I shall be the one to give you your first contracts, and once the job is done, I shall see to it you get your fair share of the reward.
Yeah, this sounds like I'm doing jobs for others and not getting full reward for it.
Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five and thereby draw new knights into our fellowship, you will get a share of the reward from their contracts too. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, this is a pyramid scheme, isn't it?
By now, the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? I mean family. For like a family, we support one another, cheer one another, see each other through thick and thin, partake in glory and defeat. Work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Riverlon. You will make the stars shine all the brighter. And you'll get fabulously wealthy in the process. What's not to like?
Tom, hello.
Who? Tom? Doesn't ring a bell. Oh, hold on. Yes, of course, Tom. One of our most recent additions to the Fellowship. Brave kid, smart as a tack. He'll prove to be a wonderful addition to the family yet.
I'm going to join just to see what this whole thing is about.
Ah, you'd like nothing more than to enlist. Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver, and just like that, snap, you're part of the family. All I need is your lovely little autograph, What do you say?
I want to read it though. I'm not gonna sign it if I don't get a chance to read it. Yeah, the conversation options are retarded. It's basically a yes or no. My problem here is that uh, you either seem to be joining, basically that's just directly signing the thing right now, or decline with just because it sounds too good to be true. There doesn't seem to be, again, the options of doing any sensible things. So yeah, I'll just join, see what it's all about. I can just give them the finger any moment I want anyway, so I don't care.
Join a guild, better the world, earn a lot of gold.
And me! Me!
Marvelous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better. So let us not dilly-dally. To business. Your first assignment is ready and waiting if you're ready and willing. Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous 5 material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons away from the city, but many of his other researches failed, malfunctioned with tragic consequences. One of them was a big lumbering apparatus, a frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens, piloted as it was by a trained legionnaire.
A power armor or robot?
But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now ask yourself, what if it comes back? It could smash the city walls and claim 100 lives before being subdued.
I need to talk to Arhu about this Fabulous 5 thing.
Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous 5. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the name of our hallowed guild. Easy money.
I want to talk to the mayor about this. Maybe I should do it now. The building is just behind me anyway. I want to see what kind of agreement they made.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? My dear girl, I introduced her to my library. If you're looking for something special, just ask.
Yeah,
She
Fabulous
knows
5.
Oh yes, the Fabulous 5. Aren't they simply fantastic? I'm sure they'll get the job done in no time, especially with your expert hand lent to their cause. That machine Ahu built is an abomination. It must be stopped at all costs. I bet the wizard himself could provide some advice regarding how to destroy it. He's the mad scientist who crafted it after all.
Yeah, where exactly is he? Get the impression that the Fabulous 5 don't actually do anything, but they they basically let the proper adventurers do all the jobs. Then they get most of the reward and you get some pittance out of it. But we'll see. It could also be... It's done in a very, very obvious way though. So it could be something else. It's a bit too on the news.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
Yeah, I found the second teleporter pyramid in Lady Cecilia's bathrobe. Didn't peg you for a peeping tomcat.
What? I'd never. If you must know, I was merely checking up on Maxine, the mayor's cat. What a delight she is. The temperament of a tiger, the grace of a leopard, and the manners of a lady all rolled into one. A perfect puss, if ever there was one.
Right.
And what might those be?
Someone mentioned one of your failed experiments.
One of them failed? Who is the mongrel that dares to question my engineering expertise? I take it the mutt in question was referring to the Sparkmaster 5000. It isn't failing, it just became... well, it became self-aware. Frightfully annoying when that happens. You know what? Here's the remote access device with which I used to control it. There's a manual for that somewhere around here, too. Yours, if you can find it. I really should invite Victoria one of these days, so she can help me organize my mess of a library.
Powerful Sparkmaster 5000 Universal Controller. I read this. I probably have it in my inventory if it's not shown here. Okay, books. Here are some of our customers' favorite. Vent steam, discharge electricity, weapons deactivated. Universal controller deactivated. Party time. What the hell ever that means. Probably should remember at least weapons deactivated. Sleepy, happy. Universal controller deactivated. Anything else of interesting? What the hell does party time mean? Maybe some kind of activation thing? Electricity discharge, vent steam. No idea how these could be useful really. I think they're more of a trap thing. I mean, if you basically have to guess what you're doing. You might trigger weaponry. Okay. The body.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's
Sorry,
funny,
sir.
Private?
back or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dodecahedron these days.
Could this be our warrior? Two-handed weapon. Looks like a warrior.
I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Mortruce my regards next time you see him.
I hadn't heard of another source hunter being assigned to Size Seal. What are you doing here?
Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that might concern you. See, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicile. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup.
How did you manage to escape?
Tell me. By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a penchant for things that go boom in the night. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me for miles, but I'd lost him before I made it into the Sicile hinterlands.
What's your next plan of attack?
Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But perhaps that's where you come in. I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Sicile for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator.
It's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
What evidence of source in Sicile have you found?
More than I'd hoped, comrade. I don't know what in tarnation's gotten into the townsfolk here, but there's enough dark magic running roughshod to topple a small mountain. There's Mayor Cecil's doings for one, and the mysteries of our master Thaleron for another. And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every hearth and shadow.
Tell me about the feline menace.
You mean you don't already know, comrade? Their kind can see in the dark. It ain't natural.
Right. Thaleron?
Fella seems like a humble doctor, but I bet my sword he's dealing in something darker in splints and tonics.
Yeah, he's certainly not humble.
A loose-lipped fishmonger let slip that she'd seen our good doctor scale the city wall on 2 separate occasions, well past midnight each time. What business could he have among the undead? Hardly the habit of an innocent healer, I'd say.
What about Mayor Cecil?
Now, don't get me wrong. I think the mayor's a decent sort, even if he can't hear farther than the tip of his own nose. But from what I've heard whispered around the docks, the old guy's gotten himself mixed up in something not quite on this side of the law.
Yeah, the wand he once or staff.
I suspect an illegal source, artifact, or substance is at the root of it, but exactly what or who's given it to him, I can't say. And since I haven't technically been assigned to Sicile, I don't have the authority to interrogate him.
Who did you say you were? I don't recognize you from the academy.
You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the Order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission. My hand to your cause and my sword at your side.
So that's your proposition. You help us here in Sicile, and we help you take back your home village thereafter.
But it seems you've got all the help you need, haven't you? More's the pity. we could have beheaded 100 Source Yetis in the name of the Order.
So 4-man group is the maximum. I don't like the Heir's Daughter
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you?
at all.
Waiting for what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be, you old rat.
Oh, you think you can
She
sneak
did not
that
make a
way
good
to us?
first impression.
Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, potato peasant.
Yeah, she has nothing particularly interesting. As far as I can say, she can keep everything she currently has. Skill-wise, I suppose she has Lore Master. That's the only thing of even a slight interest she has. Tenebrium, whatever that is. But that's about it. So yeah, I don't care too much about her.
Tell me, Alistair,
Decreases everyone's attitude toward you by 25, but melee opponents will find you less attractive in combat. Non-magical attacks get by 50%
they
against a
say
plan.
he's privy to ancient
Yeah, but
and
yeah, I
arcane
don't care.
secrets,
Could
the
I,
likes of which I doubt you could even fathom. Old
do I,
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
I am on the trail, Source Hunter.
Oh,
lead the party?
you think you
Fine,
can
my
sneak
friend,
that-
but I will stay far away from this screech woman. Perhaps among the crowd at the alehouse is best.
Peasant.
Where'd she go?
Come now, Alistair.
I'll tell you, it sure does me good. Hunter's greetings. So, have you changed your mind about venturing forth, shield to shield against the Sauce menace? Well, you know the old expression.
A fantastic plan. With 3 Source Hunters working in tandem, we'll put an end to all the evils bent against this fair land.
Another Source Hunter on the team will make us all the more formidable against this wicked magic. Welcome aboard, Medora.
That's the spirit. Listen closely now. Do you hear it? That's the sound of every orc and sorcerer in a 100-mile radius shaking in his wee boots.
What exactly do you do? She has strength, she has constitution, she has speed. She is exactly what I was looking for. She has heavier armor, 2-handed weapon. Yep, I don't particularly see a problem with her. Light mail armor.
Have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Error?
Vastly superior to her current one.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets,
Yeah.
the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
We have 2-handed weapons. We had recipes to produce 2-handed weapons. What were those? It's not this. It's smithy somehow. How the hell does that?
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice. Careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Yeah, it's not this. Probably need a forge or something similar to test them out. Okay, still,
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
When an opponent lands the blow that should kill you, Combat Kit will leave you with 1 health as long as you had more than 1 health. Opportunist gives you the ability to perform attacks of opportunity. Water Rush increases your turn action point and maximum action points by 2 when your vitality is below 30%. Two-handed weapon reuse, some defense, so bodybuilding. Maybe armor specialist would be nice.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's End?
Has man-at-arms. And what exactly do you have besides that?
They say he's
No
privy to
traits.
ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom.
Battering Ram. Rush forward in a straight line to a point far away, hitting all enemies in your path for 25 to 30 slashing. 80% chance to get set knockdown status for 1 turn. An enormous fist smashes your enemy, knocks them down. So 100% chance of a knockdown. These two in combination work fairly well. I would take the extra damage against knockdown opponents.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you
Help a knockdown ally back up, or pat out a burning one. Increases both the damage of your melee attacks and your movement speed at the cost of precision.
saffrons, I dare say.
Perform a whirlwind attack hitting enemies around you for 42 to 53 slashing damage. Okay, I'm fairly happy with her. Another closer look.
Whatever happened to that trooper?
Yeah, veteran, old woman, big old mage.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns
Okay.
myself with such things?
Realize that reward money won't be lying in your
Purring
pockets.
sound. Mind-controlled
A source
vibration.
hunter! I'd like to report some dark magic. Only tainted hearts could tip as miserably as this lot.
So you're the waitress?
Been at the King Crab nearly 10 years now, personally. Seen every character you can imagine, from bums to wizards, passed through these doors for a pint and a place to rest.
Were you here the night of Jake's murder?
I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him alive. That awful scream has been ringing in my ears ever since. And with the room where it all happened still under quarantine, we've a constant reminder of exactly what happened. Though that's the question, isn't it? What exactly did happen? We all thought it was Esmeralda who checked into that room, and the Duke that followed her in. I was washing up and nudging the last of the lushes out of the door when a cloaked woman rushed in right past me. I never got a good look at her, damn my eyes, but I figured the way she disappeared that she was visiting one of the lodgers. Lucky for the perpetrators, I was rinsing bottles in the back when the terrible deed took place and saw nothing more. I'm not proud to say I ducked under the counter and damn well stayed there till I heard Ivad fling that door open, but I was paralyzed with fright.
Seems sensible thing to do though.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Duke of Pearl.
Oh, careful now.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you.
Tell me about yourself.
I am the Duke of Ferrol, though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough ruthless gossipers that you've heard of me by now.
What do you know about Jake's murder?
It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Counselor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wished the man harm.
Hey, I heard quite the story involving you and Esmeralda.
Yes, she and I have a history. That's hardly a secret anymore. I quite doubt it was even a secret from Jake while he lived. As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or I assure you that the affair was never so steamy and sordid as the busybodies around town make it out to be. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other, He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough to fuel a murder.
He didn't like the
They
question.
say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom,
the-
old friend.
Persuasion system is the only thing I really seem to dislike about the game so far. I think it's horseshit. Everything else has been positive.
What have we here? A source hunter, is it? Well, my day just became rather more stimulating. Oh, stand still then, if you don't mind. I want to take a good long look at the so-called savior of Sicile. Tall as an elf, strong as an orc, but your face, quite classical, isn't it? Statuesque, some might say. Yes, smooth and sturdy as marble, yet fine as a chisel's edge. And my word, what passion burns from your eyes. Please forgive my being forward, but I dare say, can it be? Well, you're exactly the person I've been searching for.
Can you tell me a bit more about yourself?
I am Anna, jewel in the crown that is the Fabulous Five.
Ah, fucks.
I've cut 1,000 throats, and baked 1,000 bread rolls, stolen the crown jewels of the Queen of Errata, and, with my pockets full, helped her reach enlightenment. When the day comes that I die, the gods will evacuate the heavens to make space for my formidable collection of designer slippers. I contain multitudes, you see, and I am utterly replete. Except that, much to my dismay, I had as yet to find the companion to whom my heart so clearly calls. But then, Source Hunter, you wandered into this tavern, and I am most certain that that companion is you.
Yeah, I don't think so. You've been searching for someone?
That I have. For nearly a lifetime, it seems. Well, I'm sure you must know what I mean. Like existence itself lacked a significant component? Like if you could only fill a certain void, could connect with the right body, the right spirit. Together you could uncover new and thrilling vistas. I believe I have found that component, that body, that spirit within you, Source Hunter. Come, if ever we are to be united, we must truly entwine our fates. We must link our causes forevermore. Yes, you must join the Fabulous Five right away, as soon as time permits. Together, as a team, we'll explore the boundless realm before us. We'll uncover fate, inch by inch. So you've joined up. You've sworn to share in our adversity and our bounty alike. Oh, you've made my heart soar.
Yeah, these guys are all full of shit.
I can finally offer you our finest adventuring equipment at fantastic in-house rates. Come now, let's trade.
What exactly are you offering? Seems pretty expensive. Unlock skill. What the hell does that mean? Scorching old copper ring of the serpent. Ah, it's player skill, right? Epic, rare, uncommon. So color coded. Purple is great, blue is fine, green is sort of common. Literally uncommon, but basically common. I'd like to see the player skill. Sickening Dagger of Mutilation. 15% chance to set disease status. Which just what? I have no idea. I don't see what could I possibly buy here that I'm all that interested in.
Well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely renowned for its valor and skill. And you must be even more curious about how you yourself can suit up to face such enemies as a member of the Fabulous Five must face. Well, never fear. I have everything you need.
Don't you want to venture forth, hand in hand?
Oh, darling, that was so long ago now. Who can remember who said what after all this time? What matters is the here and now. And in this moment, I promise to give you the best deals on adventuring equipment. Well, you are a member of the Eminent. I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the Northern Cave. I'm sure you'd like to equip yourself with the finest possible accoutrement, wouldn't you?
Right.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your...
Sorry, I've run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it quick. You're not the only fan who wants some of my time.
Tell me about the Fabulous Five.
Well, well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you're eager, but let me give you a word of warning. Aim for my spots, and your career in the Fabulous Five will meet a most unsavory end.
What do you know about the undead?
Those nasty beasts are hardly worth my time. Though I suppose I'll step in if none of the recruits manage to prove adept enough to handle a few skeletons.
So basically, they're salesmen who send others to their deaths and take all the glory and the cash. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with you.
What do you mean, not familiar? You expect me to believe you've never heard of Alistair the Almighty? Why, I'm only the most famous wizard this side of the Distis. Although, it'd be worth checking the other side too, just in case. And don't forget, I'm the most eminent member of the Fabulous Five to boot. Surely you already know we've been voted the most influential adventurers guild by SideQuest Monthly. 3 years running.
Yeah, about my assignment.
Ah, you'll be dealing with Ahu's little abomination, will you? I'd go myself, but I'd fear I'd end the fight before anyone else got in their licks. If I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies once in a while, they'll accuse me of stealing the spotlight, you see.
Yeah, you're all so full of shit. Might still be interesting to stick with them instead of go our separate ways fairly quickly.
Ah, pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill me. How did you know? Please continue interrupting my drink if you'd be so kind.
Who are you?
How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me answer by saying that who I am is hardly any of your business. And anyone with an ounce of tact would have known that already.
Fabulous Five?
So you've wrangled a position in the Fabulous Five, have you? I'm fairly brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of calling you a partner. You'd better leave me undisturbed, or my emotions might just bubble over.
Our assignment?
You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you imagine that while you're busy being crushed by that abomination, I'll manage to get through a whole drink, distraction-free?
I'm actually pleased that he's sort of a dick.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the Northern Cave?
Do I seem like...
Gives me more of a positive view about the organization. I think that it might be something besides just a group of salesmen.
Welcome to the King Crab Inn, and a pleasure to have you. You look like you could use a round or three, so what'll it be? Have a seat and stay a while.
Tell me about yourself.
The name's Ivad. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I've been offering the weary travellers of Sicil drink and rest for nearly 2 decades now, but the King Crab's older than that by a long shot. All you see before you is the manifestation of my great-grandpappy Horatius Dungeness's noble vision. Beer and naps for everyone. No questions asked.
How's the business?
Well, between you and me, things have been rather slow since the, incident. But with spirits high and liquor flowing like it is tonight, it seems the crab may just come out of that pinch.
What do you know about Jake's murder?
Mind if we keep our voices down over that sensitive subject? Death and dark magic ain't exactly great for business, you know.
Tell me about the night of the murder.
That room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman. Though I regret to say I can't say exactly who. This inn isn't in the business of asking many questions, if you know what I mean. She came heavily cloaked, but paid the full sum in advance. I was used to such transactions after many similar concerning a certain Esmeralda. Figured this were just more at same. I saw one other figure go into the room that night. Someone tall, built broad like a man, but shrouded the same as she. Again, standard practice for Mrs. Counselor and her visitors. I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up and grabbed me grandpappy's machete, bleary-eyed and awash in fright. By the time I burst into that room, it was horribly silent. There was only Jake on the floor, dead, surrounded by what may as well have been a battlefield. Whoever done it has escaped through the window, but I saw nary a soul when I looked out. You can bet I hightailed it to the Legion barracks faster than a jackrabbit after that.
You suspect anyone?
Councillor Jake, that poor man. I knew too much about his affairs, you know. Never figured it my business to say anything, but after all that's happened, I wonder if that weren't a grave mistake. Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know. He's called the Duke of Ferrell, a high title for a low man. If you haven't yet asked him about Esmeralda, I'd recommend it.
I think I have.
Tell me,
And
have you
take
ever
well.
had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets.
Greetings, traveller. And may the Immaculate Conduit's myriad blessings comfort and cradle you. Tell me, have you yet heard the revelation?
What revelation?
You mean you haven't heard? Oh, what fortune that I may share the goddess's salvation with one who has, as yet, been lost. Steel yourself, friend, for your mortal spirit could be forever transformed from this moment forth. The conduit, our link to the goddess herself, has given us a special gift, and the gift is thus. By following her instructions and becoming initiated into the one way, we can each of us live on for a span greater than the number of stars that twinkle within the goddess's right eye.
What do you mean by the one way?
For this hallowed information, you must seek an immaculate chapel. Go north, friend, through the forest and into the town of Silverglen, where all may be revealed. There, among her followers and friends, dwells the goddess's ecstasy, her one way.
Tell me more about the conduit.
She came from on high to we mortals and showed us the path to the goddess, where all living souls are naturally inclined. She showed us that injury and malady need not mark the end of life, but that through her methods we could ascend to greater life in service of the goddess.
What about yourself?
What's in a name, dear friend? For we all begin equal in the conduit's eyes, and only through great deeds may enter into her inner ring.
There's a lot of these cult-type organizations here.
Go on the path to the righteous, my friend. Forget not that the conduit has great plans for you.
Short history of the 7 gods. All the shirts and bottles. Yeah, that's where the murder happened, I guess.
King Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone who hasn't received Captain Aureus' explicit approval.
Yeah, I have it.
Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a waltz through the town's finest magical murder scene. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's a lot of blood. You've unlocked a new room.
To inspect the councillor's corpse and see what clues we can find.
Yeah, Rift Travel unlocked something new. Another inert stone. Let's move them around a little bit, see if they're hiding something. Is there anything useful here? I don't think so. Level 5 chest, lock level 1. I should be able to get through this. It's fairly easy to break too. I think it would be wise to inspect the counselor's corpse and see what clues we can find. Yeah, it might be. I might also get the key here so I don't have to waste my lockpicks.
Never thought I'd see Cyseal in such dire straits.
Another locked door. Sheriff.
Greetings, greetings! Oh, you are most welcome in my chamber. Customers rarely find me up here, but I do so abhor the hustle and bustle of the marketplace.
You're a traveling merchant?
That I am. I have spent more of my life on the road travelling alongside great caravans than I have in any given place in Rivellon. All of this earth is my home, for a few days or even but a few hours at a time, that is. You wouldn't believe some of the things I have seen. Oh yes, a city besieged by the dead isn't even remotely special to me. All the better that it isn't, for you and for me, because outlandish events lead to outlandish wares. Oh, but let us not discuss. Let us browse and barter.
Yeah. Her dialogue led actually the trade window. Rare boots, or epic boots, +6 community to being slowed. +60 points. These aren't that expensive. I just don't know how good actually immunity to being slowed is in practical terms. Trap disarm toolkits 1,400. That's probably for the 10. 450 for the lockpicks. How many lockpicks do I have? What is it? What is this item technically? I have a single disarm trap. Do I even have lockpicks anymore? Sort of has that orange glow. I don't think I have lockpicks. I wonder if you can manufacture lockpicks somehow. Do you have books? Witchcraft. Scoundrel. %100% chance to set winged feet status. You become immunity to surfaces. So you could basically bypass all of them. Adrenaline. 100% chance to immediately gain an extra 50% to your turn action points, but lose 75% of your total action points next turn. It costs nothing, so if you really need that little bit of extra boost, I sort of think I might be able to take lockpicks. Any new spells that would be worthwhile? Destroy. Deal immense damage to a summoned creature. Destroy, basically. Requires level 6. Level 6. 100% chance to set decaying touch status for 2 turns. Makes healing spells and potions do damage on target. Lower resistances. Fire, earth, air, water and poison resistances get a 20% penalty. Lowers target's chance to hit by 30%. By 30. Don't we already have this? No, the scoundrel has an attack that does more or less the same. It's a long range debuff. Or drain health. That's actually something I very much like. 280. Anything else? What about you? Adrenaline sounds quite nice. Not sure if it's all that great though. Only take half of all physical damage dealt to you. The surface immunity is sort of more interesting. It has a lot of cooldown, but it lasts for 5 turns. Because it will allow me to use up the surfaces a little bit more freely in my own usage. Currently they sort of block everything. Also, if the enemy uses some kind of a blocking surface and they just range attacks them to attack me, there's nothing I can really do about it currently. You need to be able to play the surface entirely out. Poison status. Walking Shadows. 100% chance to set invisible status for 5 turns. Breaks when casting or attacking, so we could basically initiate the fight however we want. Knockdown target. We already have one knockdown ability. We could probably cycle these a little bit. If the proper fighter already has, also has this. I think I'll just take the witchcraft thing. Although the trip skill book seems interesting. Ability to knockdown status. Yes. Unable to move or act. Okay, do we have enough treasure items or something to get things done? I have some gold item, right. There seem to be... It's also some paintings. I'm not sure if these are really worth anything. Besides the gold, I mean. The golden grail seems to could potentially be used for something. I don't think golden cups and spoons would be used on something though. I don't know what else I would do with the paintings except try to get something like this. Yeah, just give me the money. Right. Ooh, this skill book. Divine Light, Men at Arms. Warm status. 100% chance set struck by Divine Light. What does that do? Decreases bodybuilding and willpower by 2. Not learn. Scoundrel level allows you to learn up to 3 novice scoundrel. Okay, so I need more skill in Scoundrel. You added an ability point to one of the skill schools. This enables you to learn more powerful skills, and casting higher tier skills will cost less action points. Find or buy skill books to learn more skills. So how many do that allows me to use? There has to be an indication somewhere. What do the scoundrel levels allow you to do? Level 1, 3 novice, 0 adept, 0 master. 5 novice, 2 adept, 0 master. Can I even learn this? Probably yes. Pyrokinetic is where we get most of our attack power, and I think I'd rather take that. Yeah, I could go for the fireball spell. It would allow area of effect control. Yeah, I think I like that idea. Extra talent then. You first. Extra ability points wouldn't be all that terrible. Yeah, bully. Non-magical attacks boost by 50% against opponents slowed, crippled, or knocked down. We would have 2 guys who can do the knockdown status. So 50% attack would allow you to basically finish them off quite rapidly. Leech heals you when standing in blood. Can no longer have a companion, but receives a 70% bonus to base vitality, 2 bonus to turn action points, maximum action points, and extra ability point on level up. Okay, you could probably make a very powerful solo character in this game. Every time you hit or get hit, your gear has 50% chance of not losing durability. I have no idea how easy it is to repair equipment in this game yet, so that seems like could be good, could be waste. Doubles the amount of weight I can carry. Is there a weight requirement here? I haven't paid any attention to that. Is there some kind of figure somewhere that I can keep eye on? I mean, there's no numbers here that indicate that I'm getting anywhere near to my carry weight limit. So, what? Pet Pal enables you to talk to animals. That might be a good thing. Grenade throws never miss. bonuses to charisma. Blacksmithing, crafting. 10% movement bonus. Reduces the duration of statuses that have a bodybuilding saving throw by 1 turn. Increases your turn action points and maximum action points by 2 in under 30. Okay, I think I'll take the bully extra damage. You are a mage. We've been basically using points to make casting cheaper action point wise. Two extra ability points to spend. I would stick them into intelligence. Increases the range of spells and scrolls by 2 meters. Could be very useful against especially the close range spells. It might also allow us to hit the enemy when they can't still cast spells as us. So the 2 meters doesn't sound like much, but it still would allow us to exceed the maximum range of our opponents in certain situations. Anything new? Not really. The extra spell range seems the best thing. Range of spells and scrolls increased by 2 meters. Right. Now we need a fireball spell. This would be more or less if we have a swarm of enemies. I could just blast the fireball there. It would limit the... We wouldn't have to necessarily fight to kill them. We could basically just hold our ground and let the fire do the killing. Level 2 lock. We go there, what do we get? Chests, a lot of chests. Looks like you wouldn't have to even really open them up too much. I think we should try to get the item that increases lockpicking level 2. I don't recall who sold it. Fireball is with the wizard cat guy. No recollection about the ring. Maybe one of the merchants at the market.
I smell the fierce stench of frightened source goblin.
Actually, I think that's only roast
Not in the mood for cheese.
Yes,
The
yes,
excuse is
of
more
course.
holes than a
This
slice of this fine golden bear.
Oh, hello, love. Nice day for a little stroll around the market, isn't it?
Tooth.
Well,
Whetstone.
hello there. Aaron has as many friends
A
as
dense
the
rock
man
stone
with
capable of
many
sharpening
faces.
dull blades to find on it. It's fairly cheap. So thinking buying it.
Wing of worm, brew and spice and stir and churn.
Could be used.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing, silver, poison?
It was a
Get to the
ring of
point.
some sort.
A slice of this fine golden bear.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's
How
teeth.
lovely to see you again, haver of the
Treasure maps.
beautifully shaped shoulders.
Very expensive. Very,
Excuse
very
is more
expensive.
holes than a slice of this fine golden
I'm sort of inclined to just buy one. save and buy one, and basically see what you can expect to get from those.
I wonder how my dear sweet source hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting a hand. Things is chaos.
Secret of the scroll. It only costs a single coin.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Everything costs a single coin, so we could do a bottle of water or wine. Oh, beer. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what we trade here.
If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets...
It was a blue book.
Lonesome,
Magic ink, pot, and quill.
perhaps
Quill.
wrestling an earth
Bleeding waste, standing here without so much as a piglet in the
Quill.
pen.
your routine.
What is this magic crap?
A good day to you.
There's
I could have had a
definitely
new
talk of a
lamb by now
magic
if that Bruce
version.
had taken to a woolly lass instead of that heifer.
Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
Any dagger and any feather produces a quill.
Livestock's
or
got
any
twice
knife.
the sense
But what
and
was
price
this
the soul of the
magical
average
crap?
human, I say.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you. Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies.
I could have had
Pixie
a new
dust
lamb by
and an
now if
ink
that
pot
Bruce
and
had
a
taken to a
quill.
woolly lass instead of that heifer.
Okay. That has to be the magical quill.
These damn birds won't fetch more than a pittance.
Could that allow you to make magical scroll?
I could have had a new lamb
Looking
by
what
now if that
about
Bruce
what
had
do we
taken to a
have?
woolly lass instead of that heifer.
The fairy dust was sold by quite a few vendors. A few hundred gold.
These damn birds won't fetch
But
more
that
than a
doesn't make
pittance.
sense, because the scrolls are nowhere near worth that, so you would be better off having the components.
I could have had a new lamb by now if that Bruce had taken to a woolly
Dearest
lass.
customer, I've never seen an aura so plagued by ether. Thank Astarte, I've just the earth scroll to ground you.
Yes, maybe more
These damn birds won't fetch more than a pittance.
information. Right, pixie dust is 240. 230. Ink well. I recall seeing those somewhere. Could also, I suppose, produce our own. I don't know how to produce an ink, the necessary ink. I can probably do the quills easily enough.
Piglet in the pen.
It's worth 230. Do we have treasure items with just chunking there? You know, I don't give a crap about them anyway, so more or less I'm gonna be just holding on to them, unless I just sell them away. Old standard issue bow. Yeah, no, it's
Bleeding
shit.
waste standing here without so much as a piglet in the pen.
Rift Oglers? Immunity to blindness, but huge amount of negatives otherwise.
Yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
A good day to you.
Don't seem to have all the neat treasure items. You have a bucket
Bleeding
with
waste
milk for
standing here
some
without
reason.
so much as a piglet in the pen.
Tiny pearl. It might be something we can ground up and do something with. Oh, we have an ink pot and a feather, so we can probably do the quill and an ink pot, then combine it with that. So, right. Don't really need to do anything else, we just need to buy that
So
one.
much as a piglet in the pen.
Glass ruby. Rare, high-value gemstone called God's Heart by the faithful dwarven miners of the mountain region. Sure.
Any takers? Come on, you chicken.
These damn birds won't fetch more than a pittance.
A good day to you.
Okay. We need to make a quill. We have recipes for it.
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Join the Spud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
We have an ink pot.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Somewhere.
Livestock's got twice the sense and thrice the soul of the average human, I say.
Any takers?
Ink pot and
Come on,
quill.
you chickens.
Combine it with pixie dust to produce what? Magical ink pot and a quill. But what's the special thing about a magical ink pot and quill versus a normal ink pot
Toe
and
of
quill?
snake, wing of
Do
worm,
certain
blow and
items
spice
require
and
you to have a
stir
better
and
version?
churn.
Bleeding waste, standing here without
Okay,
so
where
much
is
as a
it?
piglet in the pen.
Have discovered a potential item combination but lack the requirement to successfully
Join
complete
the
the
Spud
combination.
Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Think more crafting ability. Crafting boosting items might also be
Bleeding waste,
worthwhile.
standing here without so much as a piglet in the pen.
Does anyone have crafting? Do you have crafting? Do you automatically use them?
If you could choose the finest green.
Crafting 1.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew 'em, spice 'em, stir and churn.
Livestock's got twice the sense and
Join
thrice the soul
Spud
of the
Club
average
if you got
human,
an
I
eye
say.
for farm potatoes. Watch the undead quiver in them.
Yeah, you don't have it. This seems like a stupid system. I mean that you don't use the group inventory for this.
Tomatoes.
It just pointlessly means ferrying items back and forth to the inventory. I don't really see the benefit of it.
Livestock's got twice the sense and thrice the soul of the average human, I say.
No better solution to the zombie problem than
What
sending
is
over arrows.
Capable of inscribing empty spell books with charms and incantations, the likes of which Riverline has never seen. So you can make your skill
These
books
damn birds won't fetch more than a pittance.
instead of just scrolls.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Well, hello there.
Maybe, possibly. Okay, I still need to get the ring.
Get it while it's fresh. These back-
What? Oh, it's you! What news?
I knew.
Tours Jagetta, friend.
Simpleton. And if you'd hang
Predicate-
each man for being a fool, there'd be not enough rope
How do
in
you
the
see
world to
which
go
books
around.
you already own? I think I'll buy the books. They're incredibly cheap, so you can basically exchange anything to them. Gosh. Which books did I get? At least this.
Knight in see-through armor.
Improved
Princess
axe.
Buttercup with the blushing bottom.
Improved sword.
Tickle. Esmeralda does have a
Improved
propensity for
knife.
all things naughty, hasn't she?
Improved dagger. Improved two-handed axe. Improved two-handed sword. Improved spear.
place this book here? A volume of poetry or novels? Rack. Mayhem. Volume 1, Volume 2. Where has the third one gone?
Homemade shield.
Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
Bread. And that's it. Well, a couple of new recipes. I suppose they'll be useful when I get the smithing part at some point. Esmeralda was selling something. Cook might have been also be selling something.
Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint.
Esmeralda had a lot of gemstones in the upper floor.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Perception and intelligence +1. Nothing particularly interesting.
Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Dear Jake had a mineral collection, yes. As far as I knew, it was one of his pastimes, nothing more. Do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all too much. I feel like I'm drifting from nightmare into nightmare. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you would better find the evidence to back up your ridiculous...
I'm not accusing you of anything, I'm trying to discuss it, but apparently that's too much to ask. Is that gold or something else? What gold cost?
Would your wife or
It'd be worth stealing. Let's get to it.
Should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
However, this actually has a guard staring at us, so oh, there is the underground system. We could probably gain access through there and take a closer look at what she has. Yeah, the perfect murder book too. Yeah, this would be very, very nice for us. I think I'm going to be very big on stealing everything that's not nailed down. Seems like it's the best way to earn money in this game. Smelly panties. Smells like this particular pair missed more than one laundry day. Yeah, I think it's a unique item though. No, why would I want those?
Another perfect heist. You sneak with the subtlety of a tried and true cat burglar.
Why, thanks. I rather do, don't I? Ha! A few more heists and I'll be a fat cat in no time.
No doubt about it, your easygoing sleight of hand impresses me greatly, and will certainly continue to be highly advantageous to us both.
Anything that we're actually interested in. The jewelry might be worth something. Apparently stealing from Esmeralda. Wonder how that affects things. I don't want to... There's a star pebble. Moonstone. But I don't think there are star stones. I think I'll leave the rest here. Note that we are stealing from her sort of brings up the point though. That we might be very careful on who are we going to sell things back to. It might actually remember who you get the item from. Another patty cake. Apple pie dough.
Scrolls to entussle you.
Where is he? Legion headquarters, right. What is this? We need fireball scroll, right? Skill. That's more or less where we're going to end. I want to go do something else, pretty much anything else at this point.
Source Hunter. A sight for sore eyes if ever there was one.
Want to see action, any kind of action or adventure or something. Oral plates.
I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth be told, the Legion could use your help as well. We've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm afraid I must admit they've met with very little success.
With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Lieutenant Selenia at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second in command, but rest assured I am a lot more kindly inclined towards source hunters than he is. Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition, and even rivalry between our orders, but I, for one, have no intention of looking a gift horse in the mouth. And that is exactly what your presence in Cyseal is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled part of the world. Such is my honest conviction.
Undead.
The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Cyseal after all. No longer do I feel that way, though. Too many of my soldiers have fallen. The dead must be put down without mercy, if we can. The bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscles and test the waters before blindly diving to your death.
Let's talk about matters concerning the Legion.
I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you.
Let's discuss the expeditions into hostile territory you mentioned.
If ever we want to be victorious in Cyseal, we have to track down the root of the undead uprising. Under the Pact of Volunteers, 3 expeditions were launched to do just that. But so far, none of their participants have returned. 3 landmarks were chosen for further investigation. The lighthouse, the burial mounds, and the old church. Places fraught with danger all.
Tell me about the lighthouse.
There's a lighthouse to the west, up on the bluffs, overlooking the sea. No man has gone there in a decade, and yet a light shines from its pinnacle every night. The locals say it's haunted, and half a dozen legionnaires have gone to find out whether or not those are mere tall tales. I fear for their safety.
Burial mounds?
There are ancient burial grounds to be found north of the city. As good a place as any to start looking for necromancers, wouldn't you say? A local archaeologist offered to tag along with the men. Here's hoping his knowledge on the subject may prove to be of use to them.
Old church?
There's a church to the northeast of here, built atop the very place where once stood a temple dedicated to the Source. The Cycelians razed it, and built a church for the 7 instead, supposedly to symbolize the victory of the gods over evil sorcery. All superstitious mumbo-jumbo, if you ask me. But when the dead rose, that is when they were first spotted. Hence the expedition.
You mentioned a pact you made with your legionnaires.
So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. Many legionnaires will do whatever it takes to go home, which is why I personally sign their transfer orders the moment they make it back from a mission behind enemy lines. The chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1 in 10, you see. So my soldiers are free to volunteer, and if they are successful, they just bought themselves a boat ride home.
Okay. Not sure how I could have possibly missed her the first time I was here. Did I miss the smithy too, or was that one of the abandoned houses? Okay, I need the fireball. Then we'll head out somewhere, I guess.
That's it,
So where?
troops. Train
The
up while
strange
you can.
cave seems like
The next
my number
orcish
one
strike could
objective,
land
though.
at any moment.
Back to the beach, orcs, that sort of thing. Opposition should be within our capabilities too. We could also go to the cemetery in here. I think there was some of the diary mentioned some kind of issue with the corpse of the Major Jake. It could also give us a good boost of experience before we head out
Source
fighting.
Hunter, welcome, welcome.
Create a fire surface. There. Make things less resistant to fire spell. Hasten. You do have the fire meters. 1200. Eesh. A burr for 2 rounds does an okay amount of damage. But more importantly, it creates a surface of fire. Also requires level 6, so we get the benefit. Okay. Anything else? I have a couple of damage spells, but nothing else. We could set... yeah, they... basically create a surface of fire. That's more or less what I wanted from the fireball anyway. I'll take the firefly. Also haste the target through spells. It's a novice level thing. It's too expensive for me to buy the both, though. It'll go very 1,200 more or less, so it'll cost everything I own. I'll just pay for this. I need more sources of almost anything. Don't want to pay with cash. I suppose we could pay in arrows. No one's using arrows now. At the same time, if I do decide to take that ability, it's gonna be pretty bad if I screw it. These do a massive amount of damage though. They could be very useful, yeah. But grenades, really using grenades either. Again, I think these are more or less you want to have them when you get to the tougher parts. Currently they don't seem all that useful because everything has been fairly easy so far, but if the tougher parts come our way and I have nothing basically counter that, I could be in deep shit. Yeah, it doesn't cost me too much anymore. I have multiple teleporter pyramids. No. Okay, can I just remove this? Yes, we have 2 teleporter pyramids, right. Okay, I'll be leaving things here. I want to test one more thing. Can we bypass the rope in the harbor by teleporter pyramid? This. Can I basically get someone in there to loot the place? Unidentified old two-handed axe, unidentified age, cloth. Steam cloud arrows. Arrowheads.
Now this is valuable. Interesting devices, these pygmies among pyramids. They may be small of stature, but their potential is gigantic. Deceivingly clever. It is a trait all demonic machinations share. Yes, demonic. So very obvious to the trained eye. These apparatuses have been forged among the voids of the outer realms, where the light of stars does not reach. You do well to treat them with the utmost care. Perhaps it would even be for the best if you sling them into the reaches of infinity that surround the shelter plane. Better safe than sorry. It is an uncommonly trite thing to say, but it applies to all things demon-dreamt and devised.
Yes, if demons made these pyramids, then you're right, we should tread with care.
So I shall. Always remember, Hunter, always, that when demons are in play, you are the hunted. And that it takes stupendous cunning and strength to escape their snares. The very moment you are certain you have them in your grip, that is the moment their traps spring. And it is their grip that shatters your soul. Dueling with demons is like playing chess against an opponent with queens for pawns. They sit and grin, while your pieces slip in the sweaty fear that drops from your beleaguered brow.
Okay.
Treasure!
Treasure indeed. Okay, does someone actually have the ability to identify some of this crap? Yep. No one has level 1 lore master? Ugh. Crap. Right, live and learn, I guess. skills in general would be something that would be great to have on items. Those are always something we should keep an eye out, and whenever we can afford to get a +1 on something, we should take it. Also, we need to see if they stack. So if we can get multiple +1 items on different item types. Right, definitely ending things here. We need to do the Mortician's Morgue thing, I think, because I don't recall what the journal said, but something about something had happened to the body, so we couldn't really check out what had happened to Jake's body. So it's pretty important, I don't see how in Earth we could ignore it.
Oh, how nice it is of you. The very picture of youth, to break the monotony of an elder's day. Pray, let me be forward with you. Oh, sapling rose, oh, leaf of spring. You would listen to my grievances, guide me towards untroubled realms. Oh, you are truly a one. Hot spiced wine and a snug little room awaits us on the King Crab's first floor. Let us go there, so that we can warm our bones, yet make shiver our hearts with a tale of loss and sorrow.
Okay. Mortician's Morgue. I suppose I at least remembered to loot the place, and more or less the only thing that was there was the fact that the counselor's body was gone, right? Oh, we're ass people.